started on this yesterday. I made the entrance ramp a little too steep, so I thought about it. It's like, well, go ahead and make it 8 feet long versus being 4 feet. So that's what I'm doing now. Is I'm fixing that, digging the start into the ground so we get a nice smooth transition onto the wood. And when I started working on this, I wasn't planning on building a step down, drop type of thing off the end. So that's why the entrance ramp was kind of steep. It's like, well, we'll just ride up and roll over. Well, that changed, and I was like, well, I want to be able to have a nice smooth transition between each of the bridges. So I'm going to go ahead and change that back to 8 feet and get ready to put the rungs on this. So while Lauren is attaching the rungs to the new and improved entrance ramp, I'm going to fix this here. Now, this may look fine, but one of the things that happens when you're laying out these supports and the cross member here is that it gets not aligned with the other side, and when that does happen, you attach your stringers going down to the ground, they end up being angled. So I'm going to dig this out and fix it and do it right. It's just one of the things that happens. Like I said, I'm a little out of practice here with building. It's been many years, but it's all starting to come back. Okay, so we fixed the support here, dug it out, set it back in the ground, moved it back so it's in line with the rest of the bridging, and looks much better. So now the next step is to make the down ramp that's going to tie into a transition that'll be set up about maybe 2 feet off the ground. So you can either roll the whole thing or you can jump off of there and land over here. Okay, so we're back out at the ranch today, working on our first wooden feature again. And wind finally died down. It did snow last night. You wouldn't be able to tell by looking around. There's a few snow patches there. It's already dry, which is just crazy. But we're working on this transition again, so we thought about it and like, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy the landscape timbers and frame it in, and so the dirt stays there, and that's what we're doing now. So as soon as that's done, we can hopefully test this thing out. Okay, so we have finished transition. All framed in, packed in with dirt, turned out really nice. And it's time to test it out, finally. Yeah. Brought the tumbleweeds with me.